Hello everyone, welcome to aitech1.com. My name is Sumit and I am here with my new video in Salesforce integration. And the topic for today's video is how to integrate Salesforce with DocuSign. So DocuSign is mainly used for signing up the document to get the document signed, and I will be going to show you that how to integrate the DocuSign and Salesforce together so that whenever we send any documentation to the owner or to a user for a signing out, and once that user electronically sign that document and revert back, so that information or that signed document will be attached with a record in Salesforce. So that's what I will be going to discuss in today's session. But before I move ahead, I would like to request all of you don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel and also press the bell icon to get the more update on Salesforce videos. So let's begin. And before I move ahead and give you an overview about the practical knowledge on document on integration, first of all, let me give you a few overview about the DocuSign. What exactly DocuSign is? Let's try to understand. So DocuSign is basically it's a web-based electronic signature documentation, and it's a popular electronic signature and digital transaction management platform, and it allows the individuals and businesses to sign, send, and manage the documents securely and efficiently in a digital format. And it is widely used to automate the entire agreement process, eliminating the need for traditional paper-based signature and manual document handling. So in short, it helps in managing the data. It helps in managing your documentation to be signed electronically and capture the data or store the signed document in as a record within Salesforce. So let's talk about the key benefits of using documentation. So there are a few key benefits of documentation. The first is time saving and efficiency. DocuSign basically it streamlines the document signing process, reducing the time it takes to complete the agreement significantly. And documents can be signed and executed remotely without the need for physical meeting or mailing to the customers or to the users or to our partners, to distributors. So we do not have to send them any physical document. We can get the document signed electronically. Convenience and accessibility. The users they can access and find the document from anywhere. They don't need to be physically available for that. They can access the document on their devices, whichever device they will be using, sign up and revert back. So this accessibility enhance collaboration and accelerate the decision making. Securities and compliance. So the DocuSign utilize the robust security measures to ensure the integrity and authenticity of the signed document. Cost saving. Why cost saving? Because obviously, instead of sending the document through mail, or basically instead of sending a document through post to a physical document for signing up, a cost is involved in that. Whereas in electronic signature, it's a paperless approach, so it reducing the printing, shipping, and storage cost associated with the physical document handling. So obviously, it's a cost saving application. Integration and workflow automation. So DocuSign can integrate with various business applications and workflow systems, streamlining the document processes and eliminating manual data entry tasks. Legally binding. DocuSign signatures are legally valid and enforceable in many countries, and it makes both the customers and the sailors basically to rely to trust on each other, to rely on each other. Customization and branding. The platform allows user to customize the signing experience with their branding elements, it providing a consistent and professional appearance to the client and partners. So these are the key features of DocuSign. Now let's have a look how to integrate. So basically, we would like to have a look at how do we integrate DocuSign with Salesforce. So and for this, what you required in order to proceed further, what are the things you required? So first of all, we required a Salesforce Developer Edition and the registration on DocuSign. So you should have the you need to sign up or register an account on DocuSign before proceed before proceeding with this. So okay, and DocuSign, and also we need to download and install the DocuSign e-signature app from the App Exchange. And like as I mentioned, the DocuSign account or free developers account. So in order to do this, as you can see in my case, I have already done that. So you can see this is my this is my DocuSign. So I have already signed in here. I have already logged in into DocuSign. You can also follow this link and register an account. And this is my Salesforce developers account. And in this Salesforce developer account, I'm going to download the DocuSign e-signature app from the App Exchange. So what I have done, this is my App Exchange. So I've already opened the Play Store, the App Exchange, and from here I just look for DocuSign. So I need to download and install this DocuSign. So how do I do this? How do I download and install this? I click on download e-signature for this DocuSign. You have to click on this. Although it's a paid version, but yes, it is. There's a trial available for that. So you can use that for a month. So not an issue. You click on get it now. Then we have to click on open login screen. Open login screen basically is for what? It is for login purpose. So that's my login screen for the Salesforce one. Then click on install here, or if you want to install it on a sandbox. So I'm just installing it on my Salesforce developer account. That's the production one. So I click on install here, and I just read the agreement, terms and conditions, and confirm and install. Confirm and install. So this process might be a little slow. So I just want to install it, make it available for all users. Click on usually what happens, the admin, they used to send the documentation, but I'm just making it available for all the users. I click on install, and yes, grant access to all these third-party websites. Click on continue, and the installation will begin. Now this installation will take some time. So as you can see, saying that this app is taking a long time to install, and you will receive an email after the installation has completed. So you can click on done and close this. Now, in order to verify whether the installation has been completed or not, so we can in setup, I can just check for installed packages. So it will take some time because it is going to send an email. So let's wait for that because I'm little 1% sure the application has not yet installed. It's a time-taking process. So you can see the document has not yet installed. The application, basically the third party app has not yet installed. So we have to wait for a few minutes. So now you can see the DocuSign app, the package has installed successfully. And now it's time to proceed. Let's begin. How do we set up? How do we configure our DocuSign app? And how do we set up an electronic signature document? So I just click on app launcher and I just open DocuSign app launcher. So you can see the DocuSign setup. So the very first step is we have to log in to DocuSign. And how can I log in? So how do I log into the DocuSign? So I simply click on login to DocuSign. So when I click on login to DocuSign, it will ask me to log in, and here I have to provide the username for my Salesforce. So the Salesforce credentials. So the Salesforce instance which I'm using right now, that's the details. So I just enter my credential and EDMI 7. Okay, so I enter my credentials, username and password. So it as soon as you enter your details or submit your details, it will ask you for the account, the DocuSign account. So I simply click on next. Yeah, this is my account. So we have to select an account. Next is we have to authorize access to Salesforce. So yes, I give permission for that, and for that I just click on allow access. Again, it will ask you to permission, so you have to click on allow. So give permission for that. Provide your credentials again. So as you can see, after I provided the details, so now I have authorized successfully. My authorization is done. So my Salesforce is successfully authorized with my DocuSign. You can say it's already connected to that Salesforce to the account, and this is basically it's a DocuSign account which I have configured here, as you can see. And before, like as I mentioned before, before we begin integration on Salesforce, so we have to register an account on DocuSign, which I have already done, and that's my DocuSign account. So I have already registered successfully on my DocuSign, and the same details will be using Sumit well, and that's the account. That's the details of the account number. So we have successfully done that. Now let's begin. So the very first setting I'm going to do here is I'm going to manage the user management. Now, give your team member access to the DocuSign feature. So right now, only the administrator will be having permission for the DocuSign. But if you want to give permission to other users within the organization, so I click on manage and I'm going to assign permission to that. And as you can see right now, the permission is only assigned to me. But if you would like to assign the DocuSign permission to other users, we can add users. And when I click on add users, we have an option. We can add users, or we can add a user with a particular profile or with a particular permission set, and we can add that user. But right now, I'm going with only myself here as an administrator account. So that's the first setting. Okay, that's the first for me. You can say that's the first setting we have to do. Then the next is I will be going to manage the basically now it's time to set up the DocuSign envelope template. So that's what I'm going to set up here, the DocuSign envelope template. As you can see, DocuSign envelope template. So I click on DocuSign envelope template here. So let me log in again. So every time it asks you to log in, you have to log in. DocuSign app launcher. So authorization we have already done. So I logged in again actually, and let's create a DocuSign envelope template. Now now it's time to set up a DocuSign envelope template. So I click on new template. So DocuSign envelope template means the request when we are going to make a request to the user or to our customers for the document signing so that will be send that information in the form of an envelope. So this document envelope template will help us out. So here I'm going to set up a template here. Let's say the uh, template for opportunity agreement. Agreement. And the data source will be opportunity object. So I would like to map this template with the opportunity object. And see, it's clearly mentioned you can't change this later. So be very careful with that this time. And the purpose of selecting the object name is that it will be going so that we can add the fields in the template from that particular object. So that's the step number one. Step number two, it's time to add a sample document. So now we have to add a sample document. And what I have done, I have already downloaded a sample document with me. So I'm going to use that sample document. And let me show you the document which I have downloaded for testing purpose. So agreement. So the basically the document which I will be able to use here for the agreement purpose. Let me see, I have got a couple of documents. So agreement for sale, we can use this agreement also, or I am having the business sales agreement. We can use this is also a business sale agreement, or we can use that one. Depends. So which is so let me I'm going to use this one, the business sales agreement. So you want to customize this, you can add this, or else you see we can add the we can replace these field names dynamically. So let's use this one, business sales agreement, and how I'm going to use it. So in order to use it, let's switch back to Salesforce. So let's switch back to Salesforce. And here I'm going to upload a document. So I click on upload document. And I'm going to upload a document from my downloads and business sales agreement. And so you can see successfully I have uploaded a business sales document. Done. So and attach document from Salesforce record, we can do that also. Let's suppose if any existing document is there in the Salesforce record, we can use that. But I have already done that. And it's a wizard. As you can see, we used to follow a wizard. We have to complete all these steps one by one. And in order to know more about how do we add a document and all, you will get some 2 minute you can say training video or help video. You can on each and every step we used to have a video for that help video. So just in case if you miss, you can use that. That is the step number one. Click on next. Step number two, we need to add the recipient. Step number two, we need to add the recipient. Recipient will be who will receive this template and what their role will be. You can add user from the Salesforce or from external sources. So we need to add the recipient. So let's suppose I'm going to add a recipient. I click on add recipient, and we can add a recipient from here. So we can add recipient. We can look for a field or the related list, or based on certain filters, or internal users and contact, senders, by roles or by signing group. So it depends on the details that we can select it. So here, what I'm going to do is the recipient will be, let's say, the owner. So I just look for a field called owner field, and what action we would like to perform. So need to sign, receive a copy, need to view, in-person signer, or specify recipient allowed. Where I'm going with need to sign. So I'll stick to need to sign. Role will be owner. We can add some access authentication or add a private message if it is required. So I click on add, and you can see recipient as it. We can add multiple recipients. And if you want to add a message to all the recipients, so we can add a subject and see this. I'm sending you to request you for electronic signature. Please review an electronic sign by the following link below. It will send a link also. Document for DocuSign signature. So whenever the user receive an email, so that would be the email subject. So that's the recipient. Click on next. Step number 3. Now, in step number 3, we will be going to add and manage the merge field. So, what fields we are going to merge? So, basically, the document we added in the very first step, in that document, we are going to add the field. We are going to merge the field. Merge field allow you to use the Salesforce data in your DocuSign envelope. You can add and manage the merge fields here before placing them onto documents. So, I click on Add Fields. And let's suppose from the opportunity, I would like to add the names. So let's say opportunity name. So this name string is there, opportunity name, save. I say the account lacks sufficient permissions to use merge field. Yeah. So the field is basically we don't have the necessary permissions. So we require permissions first. What we required permissions first. Don't have permissions for that because I'm using a trial account. So in a paid version, you can get the options to add the fields which you would like to merge on the envelope. So I just click on next. The next step is we have to place the field in our document. So as you can see, the document which we have loaded, it is going to place the field. It will give us a template and where we can add the see this. We can add the we can design it. Now, for example, I just wanted to display the name. So I'm going to replace this. So as you can see, I can drag and drop a name. Then if you want an email, so we can drag and drop an email conditions, right? And if I scroll down, I just wanted to add the signature option. So in the business signature, I need a, so we have to drag and drop these fields we want. And let's say here, I need the sailor name. So I just want to add a name here. Let's have a look here. Sailor name would be a name. And I need a signature for that. So therefore, I drag and drop a signature option. I drag and drop a stamp option so that the that user is going to add a stamp. Okay, user is going to add a stamp for that, the company stamp, and the signature option. So basically, I want a user to add a signature and a stamp. Put a stamp and signature. Clear that? Like so, like this way, I just added the signature and the so I just edit that in the next step. And once it is done, what I'm going to do is I can preview this if it is needed, or we can save and close. So I simply save and close. So save and close. So basically, what we did, we map the fields, we add the fields. Now the next is, do we want to send reminders? So let's suppose I want to send a reminder for 2 days and number of days before envelope expires. So this will expire in 8 days. So let's suppose if we send a reminder and automatically reminder after 2 days and total after 8 days, it will automatically. So basically, it will wait for 8 days and after that it will cancel. It will automatically expire. And sending experience allows senders to add documents, specify recipient and place before sending, quick send, place fields or send now, skip all controls and send the envelope immediately. So that's the sending experience. So we can adjust the sender controller based on the requirement. And document write back. So send the complete document back to the Salesforce opportunity record. And the file name will be document name, document plus envelope name, or let's say document plus PDF. And if we have multiple documents, so we can combine all the documents into one PDF file, right? And the field updates, so send envelope events to automatically trigger field update. And so basically what we want is we would like to update the field. So basically, once the signature is done, we would like to update the field. So which field I would like to update here? So once the envelope is completed, basically I just say envelope completed and stage is equals to closed one. So that's the field we are going to update. And finally, we click on next. We need to add a custom button. So that the next step is where do we want to place our custom button? We need to check that. So I would like to place this custom button on all of them. And I just wanted to basically I just write here send agreement. So I just replace this as send agreement. And I'm going to place this button on all the layouts. Save and finish. So it will give a message that your template was saved. And now it's time to test it. So in order to test it, so once it is done successfully, once the document is configured successfully, I'm going to validate this. And in order to validate this, let me open the sales app. Let's open that. Let me open the sales app, the sales application. And in that sales application, okay, in this sales application, we got the in this sales application, I click on opportunities. And in opportunities, let's say there is an opportunity for column 1047 and the stage is proposal price quotation. So I click on proposal price quotation and I will be getting an option here called send agreement. So now I click on send agreement. And when I click on send agreement, so which agreement we would like to send, it will redirect there. So either we can add from the Salesforce, in the next step, it will basically it will give us an option to select which agreement we would like to send. And in our case, we have already set up an agreement envelope. So we'll be using same. If you want to add from the Salesforce or if you would like to upload it from our local drive, that also we can manage. So I would like to send the same template. Next, who will be the recipient? So this will be the recipient. So it is going to send it will be going to send an email. Recipient will be the owner. So who is the owner for this record? It will send a recipient to that. The role is need to sign and the action. If you want to add a recipient, we can add the recipient from here. Let's suppose I would like to send the user or the contact. So if you want like to send this. So basically we have an option and right now the recipient is this user. So let me do one thing. Let me use this one actually so that it will send it to me. So I just said test opportunity for Sumit. Send agreement. Let me test it on an account for the owner for whom I'm the owner because so that I'll receive an email and I can verify that. Click on next. Now it is going to, I will be the recipient for this and you can just verify if any changes required, you can do that. Next. It's a final step. Again, if it is some customization need to be done, we can do that or we can send it add a recipient. Right, if it is required, we can edit that. Or finally, what we'll do, we can send it. So I click on send. So you can see it will send an agreement to the owner. Now, let me open my mailbox because it will send an email. So let me open my mailbox in order to check whether I received any email or not. So as you can see, I have received an email document for your DocuSign signature. So Sumit Goyal has sent a document to review and sign, and that particular record is still waiting for the signature. When I open that opportunity again, test opportunity for Sumit, and here you can see, go to details, and in yeah, so see this notes and attachment, we have nothing here right now. So now let me do one thing. I click on review document. I just click on review document. See this. I'm sending you this request. Continue and start. So here I have to add my signature. So I'll just add a signature. Here I need to put a stamp, and I just put a stamp here. So stamp I also added. Actually, I just configure that and click on finish. So once I verify this, once I verify, what I did, I simply click on finish. So see this, you have finished signing and you will receive an email copy once everyone has signed. And if I'll revert back, you can see the completed document for your DocuSign. And if I get back to the opportunity, let's go and check the opportunity record. So when I get back to the opportunity record, let's see the final outcome, how this looks like. So you can see once the documentation is done, first of all, you see the stage is closed as one. That means the document has been signed successfully. That's why this opportunity is closed successfully as one. Also, in notes and attachment, you can see the signed agreement will be added in the notes and attachment. So this signed agreement, basically this document.pdf is a signed agreement done, signed by the owner, signed by the owner, signed by a particular user to whom will be going to send it, right? And if I'll go back to the DocuSign here, so that's document that doc, and we can say the DocuSign logs. We can check the logs here. If I say all, the logs are there, DocuSign envelope, DocuSign status. So there are various options. You can see that's the envelope we designed, and that's the envelope we designed. The status is completed. Okay. So that's the way we successfully integrated .NET, we successfully integrated the DocuSign with Salesforce. So that's all in today's video. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button. You can post your comment in comment box. If you have any requirement on customized training on Salesforce or some support, you can reach out to us. You can drop a query on info@aitech1.com, or you can contact us on the given numbers. That's all for the day. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.